sick from Sentinels, that's the level at which you need to be performing to really make it work.
Ooh.
See, XL straight off, yeah.
Yeah, XL not wasting any time. Site's theirs. I will say on the other side, though, for London United, they weren't particularly posturing to fight for the site. They were already sitting deeper towards market. You saw, I think it was Molesy there, not really overly committing to anything. But now it is retake time, which is where things can get a little bit scarier. But they should have a fair amount of utility to come back in with, I guess, is the counter to that.
Should indeed, as Joao actually going to try and pick up close contact. Two players on lane as well, so good indication on this flank coming through. Oh, the kill goes London United's way on the way in.
Yeah, close swing's going to be a problem for Paddy Tech. Actually, he's still standing. He's got support there, but there's the overwhelm. A little bit of a 2-1 trade. Mo trying to slip towards them for their mental. You kind of wanted to see them pick right back up into this.
And this is the thing. We saw how Fractus started to end with these desperation pushes, but I'll hold that thought for the time being as a little bit of a setup here. Again, the utility so on point from London United. A couple more members to deal with. Chihuahua actually going to try and find something in mid here, Lauren.
And it's the synergy, right? It's always the synergy to it. There's never wasted utility. There's intention behind it. It's lovely to witness. However, this mid presence isn't going unnoted. But again, they're falling away from these sites somewhat. They're going to be leaning towards cat rather than to be fighting towards A main. No Triddle yet.
I was waiting to see how long we'd get into this map.
Oh, round 2.
Or if we saw one. If we saw one.
It could come out. But XL are hitting the brakes, maybe seeing if maybe London United overextend, overpeak, and Dreamers caught in no man's land. So that's a good little bit of a scalp claimed, as that could add a bit of paranoia here, cause those rotations to start leaning in, which may not actually be a bad idea.
Again, with Becky posted so deep in mid, kind of forced to make this rotation through spawn, but no rotation on the defensive side just yet. You can see Boone now
30 seconds left.
Drifting towards market. Molesy going to be called upon though. Drower low HP, not expecting that close contact. Yep, Molesy will find the first as well. Things slowing down now for Excel. Kill. Oh, now Sheriff in hand. Find another consolation, but Sunday time to set up, and there's no pressure. There's no poking anywhere on the map. They can just rely on these geeky setups, and it will find maybe 1 or 2 or just crucial damage along the way.
Now, London United did actually manage to convert around similar to this. They did, I think, have a rifle last time, if I'm not mistaken, so a little bit more punch to it.
They have a Guardian here, you think about it. Dreamers. The back pocket Guardian.
Sure.
Or 2 Sheriffs, whichever way you look at it.
But again, now, talk about extremity control. You have both sides being garnered and very little contact on either side. A little at the early game towards B. They've got to know it's going to be this mid-pressure already. Look at Destrian. Instantly eyeing it up. Knows what potentially could be coming. So I get a little worried for XL. Yes, they have the superior firepower, right? They're coming into this armed to the teeth. They should be able to convert, but it is still light armor. It's still bits and bobs, and it's going to be this B crunch. Now, I'd have liked London United to almost commit to one side of that, just almost over-push towards B main, potentially, which looks like still somewhat the plan here, but they do get overwhelmed. There's that firepower kicking in. Now, the 2 players remaining are towards A, but the spike's going to go down, and it still has potential for damage to be done, but looking at the post-plant positioning, it's pretty solid.
Difficult for Dreamers and Boo to find anything on the way back in here, whether or not they just commit to these exits. But he found 2 rifles removed. Oh. Forced out this one. 3 bullets left in that Vandal. Might even just stop to save this, honestly. Like I said, commit to these exits.
Teleport's ready.
It looks as if that's the case. They're setting up his TP. Just wants to do a little ip in and out. Oh, just about misses Mo there. Good information there. Finds it first. That's and 2. That's a huge win for London.
It's when you've been struggling, but we do see potentially an aggressive mid lean or just support for a player to get towards that deeper hold towards mid, which is what it was. So instantly, Becky going to fall back a little deeper towards market. And I do want to see how they utilize Dreamers here. If he does stay as mobile as expected, if he's able to kind of play his way around. Element going to start his progress towards middle. And it is a bit of a... Oh, it's a triple stack towards market.
Please shoot that TP. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was going to say, if London United had something weird set up there.
I mean, this is interesting enough. Hanatech now called upon to try and keep it together. Look at this pace. This is just gorgeous work. They absolutely undid the pacing from XL, who were trying to create some room in middle. They're trying to do something, and look at the crunch that came out. London United re-aggressing. So, but Aussie's cooked. He's got a Spectre and 26 HP. He's in spawn. The spike's down. But I don't think XL expected them to commit to that.
No. And as much as I was saying shoot that TP, I almost didn't want them to shoot that TP just in case London had
a little bit more traditional. But that's a mid-round push from the defensive side.
It's an intention and value. Did he get? He did actually get. How? How did he get that orb? Looked like he was only on it for about a second and tried to bail out when the damage came through. XL get themselves something to work with here. If Element
and the
confidence booster, yeah, it's so proactive.
There's now, I don't know if the timing's right. Do they catch them on short? They might just say, ooh, they've seen enough. That's only one player they've noted. There's two more here. They're never alone, it feels like. Destrian's going to invest utility to try and slow this roll down, allow that mid-pressure to come into the right place. And you can see it. XL are stunned.
For now, and it's instant.
And when the game goes this way, it's hard to not just have full faith in every call, right? Everything. Instantly, walking mid. Yeah. Boo.
There's 5 of them in main.
And Chamber can just sit at the backside here. If he can just play his life for the back by dice, that's fine. TP's out, plays towards heaven. This is fine. They'll give him up the site, but there's nowhere for this post-plant positioning. Boo is literally in their backs. So again, for XL, yeah, you'll get the spike down, but this is where things get problematic because you have very uncomfortable post-plants, which Boo might work out pretty soon. He's being really aware of potentially alert coming in to slow play up towards Cat. If that comes through, she'd see the kill. Now it does. Trade comes out, Destrian goes down. Molesy does find Aussie, so now it's already an advantageous post-plant positioning coming out for this retake. Now, Mo, Element, Padatek, what can you do with this? Find some space. Nothing feels comfortable, but the time's in their favor. Dreamers Up from Heaven finally begins his foray into this double stack towards Hell, though tricky to move out of place. And there it is, Mo, big impact towards Boo. But the trades come in so well. Element, are you considered London United earlier in this event? And they looked good, don't get me wrong, but this is very impressive. And Chihuahua's still sharp, right? Like, and this is the thing, I look at the XL roster, and this is purely, you know, a team that has so much power to them. All these players are so good at this game. Molesy going to eat that flash like a champ. Element still does good damage in a bit of a tricky spot now. Not going to be bothered by that, though. Molesy can just buy time for rotation. He's going to have his support there. He needs to be careful to not overstep, though, because you can see Mo positioning well. Pedestrian comes in, alleviates the problem. And now Mo left in a 1v3, but again, I really do not want this to seem like XL are, you know, bad players, you know, whatever.
Weakness. There isn't.
And look at the
there isn't right
on
now.
Dreamers. This is, I guess, the secondary layer to everything to do with Chamber, and this is the double op that you wanted to see. So first time we get to really see this come into practice. Here, you have Chamber towards that A site, and obviously Jet on the other, and space being taken. Instantly, Feku's already walking it. They are already relatively deep towards B main, and we're at 120. They've already explored relatively deep. Now this, if anything, does tell once again that XL needs to sit into a default. They need to address this somehow. Take that space back, because both extremities now have an op sitting incredibly posted up on it. You've got it on the other side with Chamber. Feku, yeah, teed up for success.
Patience, man.
You have to clear back with utility at this point, or you just go all in sight hits, which feels almost counterintuitive, right? Because you've just been absolutely rinsed by doing that. But here, let's see. You have the drone ready to go, so this should I say, force them back slightly, which has already achieved the first goal.
I shocked I actually landed on literally the 2 stack behind that drone as well. And again, it's the utility. It's just this little chip damage that, yes, they might not find a kill, but it makes those later gunfights so much easier. I mean, look at Patatek. Yeah, no heal, no wall.
30 seconds left.
69 HP. I'm just fewer to work with here, but
there's the pressure.
Difficult.
Boo, you're playing a dangerous game. He's good for one. And now Dreamers needs to hold the line. Again, he knows this. TP comes in, sits a little deeper, spots another. 13 Dreamers!
It's so good!
United now can just keep doing this, right? You can switch up looks if they want to. XL need to address this instantly. You have to go through every single protocol. All your utility now needs to be put in early, potentially, to clear out this aggression. You're going to be running side hits that aren't going to be comfortable because you'll be lacking some utility, potentially. This is where things can spiral massively. You need someone like Padatek to find form, find something, because right now, this is in pieces for them.
The crazy thing is, I keep looking at the minimap and thinking, oh, they've actually changed the setup a little bit. Let me try and figure out what is the end plan here. Aussie actually going to pick up Dreamers to open things up. Actually, will recover the rifle as well. Could be something to work with here. Strange, actually. The first time we've actually seen Dreamers poke a little deeper and just play off the TP, not have anybody stacked up next to him. First blood actually converted to a second as well. Destrian will fall.
Much nicer.
Well, Element actually slips past the drone.
This is much better from Excel. Maybe finding that first pick, opening up a couple of opportunities. Now, yes, Feku still stands here, but the problem is, how can you deal with this many players coming your way? Drawn out by the first dash comes in. He's being toyed with Element. There's that style you've been just dying to see from the man. And now it's just Boo, a 1v5. And this is what we mean by Excel. We know the potential's there. You know it's there, but how do you keep finding this over and over again? But Boo, how much damage can you do here? Already being encroached upon. There's one freebie. Pad attack there, but 4 more players playing towards CT.
Again, doesn't really matter. This deficit with the benefit of Dreamus using his operator, his ultimate in the previous round. Feku now on the Blade Storm. This is the other thing. XL can chip away, get a couple of rounds, but financially, with this composition, you have so many get out of jail free cards, so many bailouts.
But now the problem is they've got Feku here, right? Like, now it's not going to be just Dreamus, it's going to be him with support. He has the Owl drone potentially if required. He has everything he needs. So this is looking like a mid-take coming out from XL. Now, it's not a double up against them, it is just one. It's just Feku there. With no early presence noted towards either side, especially that B side with that deeper line of sight there. They're going to start kind of drifting back towards middle, maybe. Shock dart going through. No one on the other side. I think it took away.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's just the
utility.
Deal with that trap.
Which, again they've identified a fair few times now.
That should pull one of London United now, and it's actually Feku to pick up with the operator. Now has to commit to holding this angle. An operator on the other side. Let's see what the reaction here is from XL.
50 seconds.
I think it's leaning towards, yep, guys, don't go towards market. There's one up there, but Feku going to hit an early rotate.
This could be a great read. If they don't overly fall for Patitek's presence behind the smoke, this is a glorious read because you can have Feku kind of quick towards that A site.
I'm looking at Destrian. He's tucked in wine. If he finds Chihuahua, that could be devastating.
30 seconds left.
Okay, now they know what's up. Patitek's presence, everything has been seen, and you're right, it could be that player tucked to the back by Wine. Boo, caught off guard. Patitek just quicker to the... Ooh, hold on. Destrian did find Chihuahua, so now, again, we look at the post plants. How much room do they have? They've got short under control, and that's about your lot. Spike goes down. Feku, quick with it. Finds Mo. And now it's a 4v3. These retakes have been sharp, and instantly Feku doesn't overextend. He waits for everyone else to get to the right positions. This timing could be devastating. Patitek trying to go for a bit of information.
Didn't hear him.
And actually Feku didn't see or hear it. Oh, this could be huge. This could be the game changer. Maybe Patitek can change some of this outcome. Again, though, still key conditions to make it very successful. But this is absolutely part of it, right? Everything they're doing is very, very hard to counter potentially, to deal with. Player noted, but this could... Maybe playing Dreamus here, but you'd imagine they'll check on this, and there's that drone, but actually denied. So again, Dreamus gets to somewhat remain unchecked, does decide to take the TP out.
Look at the poke, they achieve effectively nothing off that.
And there's utility drawn.
Yeah. They're going to try and lead the way with a Spectre here, or at least poke towards market as London United again on the back of this.
They're
exploring it, yeah. They got Feku posted deep with an operator now, Lauren.
And that's the difficulty. If you're not going to have space taken off the back of that utility that you invest, it can be taken aback, which you're feeling a lot of that now with Feku just going to sit here. There's no Owl drone to clear it anymore, so yes, they're going to have to depend on the cam, for example, but this is all just to clear B main. Mozzie's still sat here waiting patiently. There's 3 players crossing in front of him. I think Aussie's read this pretty well. Dreamus still alive, finds Element, and here we go. Mo, good denial towards Dreamus, but Spike's still not planted. 30 seconds left. Feku on the side.
No way!
What a shot coming out from him. Chihuahua can't cross. Aussie with the trade out. 27 seconds now. Spike going down in a 3v3 retake.
Spike planted.
Destrian standing. Mozzie and Boo. And all these players are tucked on the site.
Trying to have a quick scan for what's available. Destrian with a couple of bits of utility fault line sent out pretty early on. Not sure about Mozzie's cooldown on that recon. 3 seconds there. That's why we see it slowed down. I think actually going to find Boo though ahead of this retake coming through. And actually the ping will force Mozzie off that angle.
Yeah, this is looking really nice.
so many orbs and finding value off those ultimates, it really, really does kind of speak for itself, I think.
Yeah.
And again, it's rough in this game to get something done as Phoenix. That's what I'm trying to say at all, but...
Who's gone walkabouts?
Yeah. Ozzy, no way expects this. Yep, he's in astral form. The fact that Ozzy's crouching right now is actually crazy.
This is ridiculous. Oh, it's and now mid's a problem. And this has been something that XL likes to lean towards, mid to late, right? They like to take that market space. They like to try and get that Phoenix pushing up towards top mid, but now that's an issue. That's a player to get past, and they pushed out on the other side towards A. So again, the successes that they've been having are going to force the hand of XL. That's not bad, but they could have done with Boo.
No way, Boo.
Oh, and he just doesn't know when he's dead. 3 HP, he's tucked in the corner. Plays his life and then some. Elements got the off and a 1v4 presented. 40 seconds to work it out, but most of the map is now just flying that London United flag.
And again, we keep coming back to when a pace change suits. This is the sort of thing that we're talking about. The fact that Boo just walks up mid here, they effectively set up a crossfire in mid. The element, ooh, we'll find the first. Expecting that angle. Now so many smokes to have to navigate through. The spam comes through. Be difficult for him to find these others.
5? Oh. Oh, we got a triple middle? I've heard they call it the triddle. Ah. Alright. Ooh. Sketchy is what it's looking like. Real sketch. Palatex made it work real nice. Chihuahua's there. Full faith behind the swing. Chihuahua being the one to make the big deal.
Here, actually, a heavy lean towards A main. Aztec will... Oh, the hot hands just to slow things down initially. I'll try and prevent the orb, but... damage done just yet.
No, you want to see 5 standing for XL at the end of this.
Yeah, actually
Crisp,
just gonna...
clean rounds.
Yeah, XL are actually giving up B right. Well, no, Chihuahua comes back. Ooh, Dreamer's caught just the knee on that jump peak.
Excuse me?
Actually just a swing.
Chihuahua!
Confident. That was like, okay, I see you. Yeah, I'm swinging.
God damn. Okay, that's one of the 4 found for free. We need a couple more. They'll be happy enough. Get that scoreline to 5, make it look far more competitive.
I gotta say, I was so blown away by what London United are doing on the defense. I didn't even see, actually, this is what we almost wanted to see from XL in a round like this. Retrieval of both orbs. Try and find a kill here and there. Towards Patstic. I think, actually, what, did we see 2 ultimates? 3, maybe? For him, which, again, usually the talking point. We see the Phoenix. Chihuahua now. Something else. Element actually with the Marshal in hand. Oh, he's just going to get stunned up in that position. Can they close the gap?
We might be able to. 12 seconds. Oh, Element. Really know it is. You absolutely know it is. But for now, we do have the rifles out. So we have to look at what London United are up to. They do have the upper hand in this, but XL outgunned, but never out of sorts. Let's see what the response will be.
So actually poke all the way through B main here. I think noted because London United do peel away from this mid push initially. Patstek would have got a boatload of information now, just sound cues alone of who's where. I think actually should have noted the trap placed as well. But with that setup, it looks as if London United try and end up on B, or at least plant the seed. You can see actually the fight making its way this direction as well. Not committed either way just yet. Just over 45 seconds left. Halsey actually maybe even planted the seed of doubt there with that owl drone.
Trying to, but that's going to instantly change minds. So they should... I feel like they have to kind of commit to this. 35 seconds now. Plenty of players on the side. Basically 5 players here. Element trying to slip away. It's actually getting pretty sketchy for London United, leaving it this late and now walking into what could really be quite the stack. And as you're seeing Aussie just buying time, playing to it. Chihuahua's done really well there. That's the damage they needed. That's the man they needed. But now 1v1, 15 seconds. And most hit him pretty. Barely taking a touch of damage, 10 seconds remains.
10 seconds left.
Dreamers has to make a play for this. Can he clear the back of sight? No, he can't. This is on Mo to play this out correctly. Actually comes off the plant as well. trying to play it down to the second. Spikes down. Dreamers. Oh, he gets outdone. Mo.
So dead.
Okay. Dreamer's gonna try and be the can opener to this round, but I'm pretty sure Excel are gonna be on their toes now. Chihuahua having big impact in the last couple as well, gotta say it. Been finding a lot of impact here. 9-6. And Excel not overly pushing it, trying to play quite smart, quite passive, make them work for their dinner.
Dreamers can try and find a pick here. He's walked pretty much out of B main here, completely unopposed.
Spike
Back of that
down
element
mid.
will find Vecchio in mid. Spike noted as well. Very passive, deep hold on B site here from XL. Could be their demise, Lauren, honestly.
It's whether or not they can draw. No shot.
No way.
What? Okay, now there's a little bit of an issue. Mo's still on the site though.
Oh, but
Stunned up.
He's getting spammed out with utility right now.
Yeah, he's just smothered. He's been surrounded, and Dreamer's just slipping the net has been a huge moment. VALORANT United. Spike goes down. Now there is still a lot of weaponry, of course,
10 seconds
on that
left.
XL side. So don't think this is over yet.
How many shots does
Spike's
Dreamers got
down.
left?
I don't know. It can't be much. Chihuahua, 60 HP. The timing on that again. Tries to play ahead of it, tries to get out, slip through, trade comes in. Number still favoring London United, but the weaponry necessarily doesn't. An element trying to be the game changer in this round, be the one to do the damage himself, leaving just Aussie alive in a 1v2. Both players towards the backside of Boathouse, but he's got one. Maybe an issue for Molsey there, maybe a bit of a mistake. And Aussie closing that gap, he's getting closer, taps the spike, and actually he's going to try and sit it to half. Destrin, would you dare?
I guess at that point, it's, you know, it's a 2v1. We can throw one to the slaughter, try and buy a little time. So, strike back here and pacey pit once again here. Element greet the aggression in market, at least slow things down. And they plant this deep trap. Try and follow through this time though. With two members pushed out in B main as well, the spike in a precarious spot. And noted on the owl drone, actually.
Yeah, this is where things can go a little bit topsy-turvy, and Element's feeling that presence.
They know nobody's holding the spike. Look at the minimap. They pushed all the way through.
But then they also have just lost top mid, so if Boo plays this right, this could still be... Are they aware of... Like, London United are so just hyper-aware.
It's bait.
Mate, at this point, I wouldn't even... I don't know what to think anymore. Oh,
No way, man.
Just Ferrari peeks down Element, and now Mo's like, but we had the spike. We were fine. Maybe we're still fine, maybe
Down
not.
B.
2 is all he can get. It's a 1v3 for Chihuahua, who's
30
quietly
seconds left.
worked his way towards our B site. Now, yes, Dreamers can sit towards CT, but the timing is everything on this in Chihuahua. How much can you do? Maybe you'll bite and no bark with 18 seconds. Wait, Christ, he gets one. 14 seconds. He might be able to do this. He might be able to do this.
Away,
Oh, he's got
Chihuahua.
another. He's got Boo, but will he expect this
have
part
the
of the
spike.
puzzle? Dreamers has no idea what's going on. He just has to commit now. 3 seconds.
Get out of my way.
Element
An Element.
pacey.
Excuse me? Ooh, Element
Spike
just
down
goes so
mid.
deep. Could instantly take away the spike.
Spike.
But the backup is there, though. It's not without a trade out. Now, Patatek called in, gets it. That's Boo now down. Spike has been recovered, and now the further commit, though. They're not stopping. Thank you. Runs through Patatek. Spots the
No
last.
way, it's a 1v1.
Aussie. How's he? What is this round? The pacing, every part of this is
have the spike.
madness. Molsey gets a spike and just gets the hell away from that. That's been a massacre.
Oh, we haven't seen too many rounds like this, that's for sure. Scrappy from the get-go. Ozzy will get the plunge. Goes Hunter's Fury here already. Ozzy's got himself, and again, he's read this perfectly. He knows Moles is going to try and reset for this ult. Does he have a... He does have a star. Does he plant this for wine? No way.
Does he have
Oh,
to?
Mosey! He comes out of wine. just to check. Ties things up as well, Lauren.
There you go. All 5 looking towards that A side, though. London United eyeing up what could be a bit of a problem. 3 players here on the other side. Haditech tucked close. Aussie ready for the swing, and Mo not far away.
You are divided.
Divide comes in, and London United are pushing. Haditech blinded, stunned, can't see a thing for now. Aussie behind the wall himself. Haditech a quick peek, doesn't see what he wants, but catches a lot of damage. Aussie gonna find Feku, but now the site. Let's look at that spike. Gonna try and make its way through. Mozzie, great work towards Haditech, keeping them safe for this spike plant. Let's see what the retake looks like this time, though, from Excel.
They're all theft on the way back in. 3 rifles.
Right here.
They are a man down. Brower tries to poke inside his cage. Actually will drop here. But he's spotted out by Boo.
Yeah, Boo's on the money this time. Molsey as well finds Element, and now just Mo. So much to do, and not much step towards it. And time is just being ripped away from them.
You can
Already
do damage.
knows it.
Set 1 year 14. Yeah, so 1 round to recover things back, but the other thing is 4 survive in the previous. If London United have another clean round, actually probably leans in their favour looking at the scoreline, because United did find double digits with that. But effectively, yeah, XL have 1 more buy round before London United can reach map point.
Sights theirs. Door being shut. This time, far more players try and play back in on this for XL, but obviously less equipped. Or navigated by London United to not fall into too many issues early on. And now short's open for business. Somewhat closed again by the smoke, but it looks like they want to try and play through that. Boo gonna note 1 on the crossing. Doesn't see much more though. Now this is where problems can begin. But Molsey and Feku doing well.
I did. Again, the other things are supplementary factors to that. No Tour de Force, no Blade Storm just yet.
Pressure?
Element, hello?
Oh, Element! He's made a meal of it. Boo was so ready. Had the support towards top mid so he can take that peak. Most punished Feku as well. This is not looking good. XL looking a little desperate to make it work, try and find their own slice of aggression, and it's found nearly nothing. And a quick rotation. They're reading it right, though, for the XL side as well. And Chihuahua is here. He has been one of the big impacts for this side. He has been the one to change the outcome a couple of times here. Paditech by his side. And they'll wait and see if they play through. And yeah, now's the cross time. So Chihuahua going to get himself towards the side.
Paditech, though, desperate swing out of that smoke. Again, they will trade back. London United considering resetting off this, but no.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Deal with the spy cam there. Take away some of that information. Chihuahua. Again, they have to commit to both sides of the map here. I wonder actually if London United is just about to walk market. Are they going to find a free kill onto Chihuahua because he's tucked in next to the switch?
Let's see what they do.
No way. Don't make wine. Yeah, if Aussie gets in here, this is the sort of position here that can turn a 2v3 heavily in their favor. He can stay alive until Chihuahua can rotate.
Just needs to sit safe. That's all he has to do. That could be big. 15 seconds. Okay, now
they dart it. No way.
They don't know he's there, but there's a consideration, right? There's something in the mind, and they're hyper aware of it. They're already looking like, okay, we knew he was here, right? It's only Chihuahua that was over. We found Paditech. Surely Aussie would still be here. Like, this is great mid-round calling, but still, this could still go the other way. Chihuahua is super clutch. Has to now respect that, though. Swing comes out from Aussie, mistimed. Couldn't be complimented with Chihuahua really at all. As Chihuahua now presented what seems to be the impossible task.
Considered.
It's very impressive. It's not over yet, but the money's starting to look pretty bleak for XL. I'm seeing Spectres, Guardians. It's not looking pretty. No. Oh, maybe the timing on this cross? Oh, Aussie, speaking of timing, it's actually worked out well. That's a rifle. There's the swing from Chihuahua. Right place, right time, and coordination is good. Good enough for a 2v3, favorable to XL for once.
Take flight.
Gonna make something happen for themselves here. 2 ults available. Don't know if they really want to commit it on this one. Up towards heaven. One watching the cross on short. These positions are really hard to get through, and Mo gonna retake that space as well. Play a little bit in front of the door. Paditech and Mo should work off each other's contact.
We'll catch the headshot, but
oh no!
Damage trade-off actually favours London United. No way if they catch that!
Oh,
down
that looked
A.
like it was on the money. Molsey now. He's still got 47 seconds, but the spike slot's in a really bad spot. Mo's trying to bait him in. I think Molsey reads that. Did he see him? Did
On United. XL pull through.
They're holding on, man.
Yeah.
They are scrappy as hell. And you could see at the moment that pick came in that last round, they're like, okay, there's a chance. And actually, Vecchio down to 24 HP at the very beginning of the round. It's unconfirmed damage, so they can't really build off the back of it, but it's still pretty good. And this is when nerves will start coming in for London United. These guys have got to be a little worried about this now.
We'll find a tag there, and actually we'll commit to the Hunter's Fury. Drow able to dodge the first and the second.
What a gamer.
It doesn't happen like that
Ooh,
for me,
that's
but
not.
that's a
That's
tech.
not.
Yeah.
That's not what we wanted.
Tries to aggress on the back of the Hunter's Fury. Trying to
Hope we
secure
done
that
that.
kill, but
I guess at least I like what Element's trying to do here. I guess timing's gonna be a bit of a factor. Now he has to kind of fall away from that. Can't give up too much from it.
big info though. And look at this on the back of that. Mo's curious towards short. There is a window of opportunity for London United to actually reinforce this hit towards A. All four towards main though. Ozzy's got himself a star on site as well. Yeah, you can see it's going to cut off that angle. Not playing it. Only a Spectre in hand.
This is so tense. 15 seconds. Flex not even crossed towards the site yet. 10 seconds. They're running out of time and they're running out of players right now. Boo's found Ozzy, sure, but 8 seconds. What do they do with this? The peek out from Chihuahua is just timed so well. 3 seconds on the plant, trying to defend it as best they can. Surrounded all front. What a turnaround, man. Yes. The curse is real, the children cry. But, I mean, it's 12 to 11. Dreamer's gonna pop the ult. Instantly clear and wine.
They're selling
And
hard
you're
on A, and look at the
And
rotation.
they are. Look at this. And of course, look at the investment behind it. And the slow creep coming in. Now, I'm considering, when does Chihuahua check, right? When does he think, there it is. There's the cam looking a little more mobile. And I feel like they're starting to sweat a little bit here because the smokes have gone up and they're like, Jesus, hook, line, and sinker. We fell for it. But there is still a player waiting to lurk on A as well, so this could be where things change and wait on that smoke to go down. Spike should be planted pretty much free here, and there's that lurk. Destrin finds Mo, and that was huge. He posted up towards wine the entire time. Dreamers. Oh, he finds Patty Tech out of that. What?
Last player.
Ozzy though, good for 2. He's the last man standing. 10 HP. He gets